My 55 litre Atom Packs Custom Mo is the best backpack I have ever owned for through hikes. It's a very well thought out minimalist design made by Atom Packs here in the UK. It has one main top pocket, two deep side pockets and an elastic front pocket. It carries heavier loads very comfortably, and you can tighten the 3 straps down to really compress your gear, giving you a nice low centre of mass. The bag itself is not fully waterproof, which is why I opted to include this DCF pack liner. This liner is incredibly reliable and has kept all of my camping and camera gear nice and dry through heavy rain in both Iceland and Scotland. A recent addition to my kit is the Big Agnes Copper Spur HV UL1 tent. The packed weight of this tent is 1.08 kilograms and it squishes down to a very small size in a stuff sack. I normally keep the main tent materials inside my rucksack and the poles on the outside. I did opt for the ground sheet as I read the materials are quite delicate, a trade-off due to how light the tent is. So far I am loving this tent, mostly because of its weight and small pack size, but also because of the headroom and available porch space once set up. My Thermarest Neo X Lite was an expensive purchase, but in my mind, totally worth it. It is incredibly comfortable to sleep on, which I think is very important when you're putting your body through a lot of miles each day. It provides great insulation and works very well with a quilt. I got the extra long version just for that extra bit of comfort. It also packs down into a nice small size and is also very, very light. My Cumulus 250 quilt comes in at 490 grams and has a comfort rating temperature of 4 degrees Celsius and a limit temperature of 0 degrees Celsius. For what I paid, this quilt is amazing in terms of weight and comfort, and it stuffs down into a nice small size, though I normally do just stuff it into the bottom of my rucksack without a stuff sack. The company is based in Europe, I believe it is Poland, and they have a range of other quilts for different seasonal use. I will be looking at getting a winter quilt with the waterproof down option as well. I also use a Rab silk sleeping bag liner, which helps to keep my quilt nice and clean for when I'm not able to shower or clean off in a stream. It also helps to add a few extra degrees of warmth to my quilt, helpful on those chilly nights. My Jetboil Micro-Mo is one of my favourite pieces of kit. Its performance is outstanding in terms of boil time, allowing me to quickly rehydrate my freeze-dried meals whilst on the trail. It is quite light, coming in at 340 grams, including all pieces of equipment. It is very compact and you can store a small gas canister within the cup when packed away. I don't think I'll ever be able to move away from the Jetboil brand, having used it for so long now and having been very happy with its performance. My Sea to Summit Aeros Premium pillow is one of the most comfortable pillows I have used to date. It helps me get a good night's sleep and I find it comfortable using both on my back or my side. Another game changer for me is the Katadyn Be-Free 1 litre water bottle. This filters water at a very fast speed and I use it as my primary water bottle. It is obviously very flexible in regards to how much space it actually takes up, and the filter is super easy to clean. Just swish the filter component around in a stream or shake the water bottle when full. Moving on to my clothes, I use a hooded sun t-shirt in combination with a Nike Tailwind running cap. My skin tone does quite poorly in the sun, so staying protected as much as possible is a necessity for me. I also use a Patagonia down sweater, mostly for evenings around the campsite when temperatures begin to drop. It is also there as backup insulation for when sleeping if temperatures really do begin to plummet. My Nike running shorts allow for maximum freedom whilst on the trail. I find they are very comfortable and I travel much faster in shorts compared to long pants or trousers. I do have some Patagonia Terrebonne joggers, which add some warmth when it is too cold. These joggers are definitely the next best thing after shorts, as they are very light, thin, comfortable, and allow for quite a bit of movement. I also have a buff that covers my neck and face. I used this during the desert section of the Lugavagør Trail in Iceland to help keep me protected from the sun and the sand in the wind. I also have a pair of Nike weather resistant running gloves, which work very well against the wind and rain. Next are my Done Tough hiking socks, which for me have been a complete game changer. I have had no issues with my feet since using these, and that has included 150 kilometers across the Isle of Skye with mostly wet feet. The merino wool also helps to keep them clean and non-smelly, meaning I usually only have to take 2 pairs with me on each trip. Pairing with my Done Tough hiking socks are my Brooks Cascadia 15 trail running shoes. These shoes let me travel lighter and at a much faster pace compared to when I previously used boots. They are clearly not waterproof, but they dry incredibly quickly, particularly when you are using merino wool socks. The one downside of these shoes is that they wear down much faster than a pair of good quality boots would. My Black Diamond Sprint 225 headlamp is a reliable head torch with a decent rechargeable battery life and has variable brightness settings. It is a relatively affordable headlamp and does what it's intended to do. I also have a Garmin InReach Mini for peace of mind, as it has a SOS function for those worst case scenarios. I also use it to send a message to family to let them know I am safe when I have no reception, and I have used its basic weather report function a few times as well, which seems to be quite accurate. My Ray-Ban sunglasses keep my eyes shaded, particularly in those glary conditions. I use an iPhone 10, which is my primary GPS. I use AllTrails with downloaded maps to use offline to help direct me on the trails. I also have a pair of first generation Apple AirPods, which I use to mostly listen to music with, but every now and then I will also listen to a podcast. I use an Anker power bank battery pack to help keep my electronics charged whilst on the trail. I have found this power bank to be quite reliable, and it keeps my phone and camera batteries charged for about 4 or 5 days before I have to recharge the bank. I use a Sony a6400 with a wide angle 16mm f/1.4 Sigma lens. This is the only camera and lens I own, and so far I have been very happy with the results from both a video and a photo perspective. The only downside for me is the lack of in-body stabilization in the a6400. I think in the future I will likely look to upgrade to a Sony a7 Mark III, but I am currently not in any rush to do this. I use a Sirui carbon fiber tripod, which is quite light for a tripod, weighing in at 1.7 kilograms. It has 3 adjustable levers, allowing you to change the angle of the legs, making it a nice and flexible tripod. I normally use a Joby 4K ball head as well, which makes attaching and detaching my camera nice and efficient. I use a Rode NTG video mic. I find it a very effective on-camera mic, producing good quality sound and picking up very faint sounds such as footsteps when I'm out on the trail. I also use it as a microphone when I'm talking to the camera or producing voiceover material such as this. And that's basically everything that I use for my thru hiking. You can view my full gear list on my website, which I will link below. There's more detail about the stuff that I use there, and also some gear that I didn't really get the chance to speak about today as well. Obviously this gear is also 3-season use, as I don't really do too much winter hiking, but that could change in the next year or so. And also this gear is constantly changing, as I'm just trying to find what's going to be the most suitable sort of equipment for me and the way that I like to approach my thru hiking. For now I'm going to be staying here in London a little bit longer just to save up a bit more money until the next big adventure. During that time, hopefully I'll have a few more videos out. I'll probably do a review video of the Lugavagør Trail and the Skye Trail, which I did over the past few months, and hopefully a few other things in the works as well, but we'll see. So yeah, I guess until then guys, I will see you later. Bye.